This is a brief video to show you some of the elements of Microsoft Office 365 which may be useful for you. So, in terms of Office 365, the only thing that we're going to look at today is to begin with how to get onto Office 365, which is, for those of you currently not using a Surface Pro device, is available via any web-based service. So if you go to office.com, which we can see at the top here, and then log on using your regular work credentials, your work email, and your password that you use to log into work machines, then you should be able to get directly onto Office 365. Now, what we can see here is this button up on the top left-hand corner, which is the App Launcher. Now, if I click upon that, you will see quite a number of different possible applications, or up here, you can similarly see all apps. Now, if I click on all apps here, it will take me to a full list of the applications that are available. Now, there are numerous applications here which many colleagues will not yet be familiar with, so I'm not going to dazzle you with information here. However, I think what we'll do here is just look at Microsoft Word for a moment, and I'm going to make a new document on Word. And what we can see here is the full Word application available online now in exactly the same way as one would be able to use it on a desktop machine, but this is available through the web. Now, what this is doing is linking into a thing called OneDrive. Now, I'm just going to, at the bottom right-hand corner here, I'm just going to make this document a little bigger so it's easier to view, and then I can scroll through it just like a normal document. Now, what we have here is this document saved via another element of the Office 365 collection of applications, which is called OneDrive, which allows you to store your information as a cloud-based system. So this, for example, is saving at present, but I'm going to click up the top here and I'm going to give it a file name, and I'm going to call it test document for demonstration. Now, what we can see up here also that this file is currently saved onto OneDrive automatically, so I can't lose this file. Now I'm just going to click on here, File, and I'm going to see there, I can see via OneDrive for Business all of the other files that I have currently got for various different things available there. I can save it as something else, so I can save it either to download a copy of this once it's done so that I can have a copy remotely, or I can save it as a copy online onto my OneDrive file. So I'm just going to go backwards. I'm keeping it as it is at the moment, and I'm going to put on here, this is a document for test purposes. There are numerous other functions here that are available that you might not have seen before on Microsoft Word, and you can see some of these up here as on Word elsewhere, but I'm just going to go to Home, and again from here, I think one of the things that I would like to do from there, just to demonstrate to you, is the dictate function. So if I hit dictate here, then I'm going to continue speaking. The dictation function is an incredibly useful one, in so much as it can allow us to have notes typed up as we speak, which can be very useful in the classroom. As you can see, I've stopped it there, but that quite accurately transcribes my speech. It does take a little training to get it right, and one does have to put on one's telephone voice a little in order to get it to be as clear as it can. I have assumed the various dubious accents to see whether it picks those up, and it seems to be quite accurate at doing so. One other function that I think is incredibly useful here is the share function. Now, if one hits share on there, you can very quickly from here start to put in information to link this document so that others are sent it. So I'm going to send myself this document. To press send there. And I may then now, via this application, open up my inbox and I'll receive a web link. Now, as soon as you shared somebody into a document, they can then add comments to it. They can then live edit and collaborate on the document with you. Now, I would suggest that using collaborative documents like this to develop documents with a large group of students is not going to be useful, because lots of people will jump onto the same document and they can mess it up. However, it's really quite useful when you're setting group work to set a document of your devising with a small group so that you can live see that document and how they're working on it, and you can jump between documents, so you can remotely support different groups in order to allow those different groups to work on things. And of course, you can do that remotely as well. One thing I would suggest, for example, that's quite good within this is if I am inserting, as I normally would, let's say a table of a particular kind within here, I could quickly put that table in, and then I could say, what is your name? What is your favorite book? What is your favorite, your last meal? And what is your preferred musical style? Or whatever the information may be. So, it could be point, quote, evidence, explanation within the planning of an essay, for example. I would, of course, need to learn how to spell preferred, which I have just done. Then if I share that document with multiple children, and as you can see here, when I hit share, I could, for example, put in the name of one of my tutees, 15 Willis M or 15 Oliver N, and immediately that I've shared it with them, it sends them a link. And I can even, at the bottom here, just add a quick message to that once I've done it. So 15 Oliver N, if I wish to send him an email, I could do so, and then I could say, I don't know, fill in the table attached. And I could share that with multiple people within a group. They would then be able to, either collaboratively or individually, wherever they are, collate the information together, and I've got it all on one source, and that is live and dynamic. What I can do there is also manage access, so I can give editorial rights or I can not give editorial rights to that, but I get to choose to some extent exactly how I work it. If I'm using this with a large group of people, I may choose instead, you can develop a quick link here. So if I were to go back and hit share again, rather than pumping in individuals, what I could do is create a link to that document for a group of people and then set it as a VLE task. So this will allow all of these people to be able, either all at once or individually, to be able to collaborate upon a document. As I say, I think pedagogically this is often of more use working with small groups than it is attempting to get large numbers of people to work on the same document. I hope this is some use just as an introduction to using collaborative Word documents. Thank you for listening, and if you have any questions, of course, please do ask.